glad you mentioned Rudy Giuliani. I have something for you from The Guardian. In a telephone interview with The Guardian, in response to a question about whether he was nervous that Trump might throw him under a bus in the impeachment crisis, Giuliani said with a slight laugh, "I'm not, but I do have a very, very good insurance. So if he does, all my hospital bills will be paid." Giuliani's lawyer, Robert Costello, who was on the call then, interjected, "He's joking." I know because I've talked to your fellow former prosecutors at the Southern District of New York. Rudy's picture as former U.S. attorney remains on the wall there, prominently so. They are the investigating arm in this case. How much jeopardy does he face as of right now tonight?
I think if the Southern District of New York is looking into you, you're facing a lot of jeopardy. It's never a good day if the prosecutors from the Southern District start digging through a case to see if there's evidence against you. Now, we heard a reporting earlier that at least one of Giuliani's former associates, Lev Parnas, may be cooperating. If he's cooperating, that could be devastating for Giuliani. Because, again, to get a cooperation agreement in the Southern District of New York, you have to testify about all the misdeeds of people that you know. And if Lev Parnas is cooperating, that would probably include everything he knows about Giuliani, everything he knows about this entire Ukraine scandal.
Dan Goldman, a fellow graduate of the Southern District of New York, was the civilian attorney doing the questioning yesterday. We have every reason to believe he'll be there tomorrow. I'm assuming you believe that the insertion of civilian lawyers is good for pacing and fact-gathering and to get it away from filibustering potentially members of Congress.
Absolutely. And I mean, Dan really led a master class the other day in how to do an effective examination. I thought he handled it just perfectly. I mean, look, they had the benefit of having deposition transcripts, so It was a friendly witness. It's obviously a little bit more difficult if it's a hostile witness, but he did a great job of not only eliciting the facts, but of really showing why they were important, of showing how this was not just a bad phone call, but really a national security threat. I think if they can keep up that side of the narrative of really driving home why not only the Senate should care about this, why the House should care about this, but why the public should care about this and how this is a threat to the United States, I think that'll be continuing in the right direction.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.